kind of elaborate a little bit more on what you said that the film is taking you on a journey?
Yeah, so I mean, part of it started because of my sexual abuse and me doing trauma therapy, and and it had a different journey because I have written other things, but when I had to write this one, I couldn't write it on my computer. I couldn't write it by hand. I actually had to get these big pieces of paper and crayons to write it because I had to bring out the child in me, which is the part that was destroyed when this happened. And I just don't want this to happen to another child ever. And I know I can't stop that from happening from other children. But I think if I can make this film and put it out there, then maybe if I could just encourage one child to go like, oh, I actually can say something about that. Because I didn't know that I was supposed to say something to somebody. I did that, like when they say fight, freeze, or whatever the other thing is. Well, I froze. I just checked out. And I didn't know that I was supposed to tell anybody or who I should tell. I just felt like it was, why did he do that to me? Did I do something wrong? Why? So I just started writing it, and then having produced a couple of other films, I go like, okay, I think I just want to do this one. And a lot of people, and I knew right away that I needed to film it in Sweden because that's where it happened. And I know a couple of people say, no, why don't you just do it here? But then I met this woman who had produced a film that I really liked, a short one. And so she said to me, no, you definitely have to do it in Sweden, she said. And it was like, sometimes you just know when somebody says something, yeah, I know. That's exactly what rings through with me. So I knew that I needed to do that. And then it's just been a journey because I don't really know any filmmakers in Sweden. I don't know anybody who's making films. I don't know actors. I have a couple of you, but I don't have actors that I was needing for what the roles I was having. So I just kind of like started thinking, because my cousin has been making short films in his later years now. He's like around my age too. And maybe a little bit younger, I should say, in case he's watching this. But anyway, so I reached out to him and asked him if he wanted to work with me. So he and his wife is on board on it. And then as I was posting things, my other cousin, who is a musician, says, oh, I could do the sound, So I go like, okay, great, And then I got connected to this other actor that is playing the dad, and he reached out to me, and I don't know how he reached out to me. It was on Facebook, and usually I don't confirm unless I know who they are, but he knew somebody I knew. So I kind of accepted, and we started talking, and he was really helpful because I don't know how things works in Sweden with filmmaking. Yeah, so he helped me a lot, and and then
I'm
slowly.
wondering, I'm going to interrupt you just but I'm wondering, in speaking about the films taking you on a journey, I'm wondering if when you left Sweden, if coming back and doing this film is kind of a way of making some peace with your home country.
Well, it is a little bit, for sure. And it's not, I mean, I don't know if it's making it there. It needs to be made there, And I'm also making, especially the two, a lot of the scenes are taking place exactly where my parents and my sibling lives. It wasn't exactly where I grew up because they didn't live there at the time. But it just feels like, obviously this film is healing me too, because just having to, and crowdfunding wasn't really, it was like the last thing I wanted to do, because I just didn't, and me asking for money is not an easy part for me. But having to do that, I have to like, because I reach out to family and friends. I originally started just with people in Sweden, and so all my relatives now know that I have been sexually abused. Everyone in my family knows that I've been sexually abused. And so just the visibility of that feels very empowering for me, because I don't care that they know, and I don't feel like, and also everyone has been extremely supportive too about that it happened to me, but just me having to kind of like keep putting this out. And the picture that I'm posting, which was also kind of like an accident, that's why I feel the film is kind of like, the film is knowing where it's going, and sometimes I get it and then, oh, okay, because I was looking for a poster for it, just to have, we might change the poster, but just to have one for like, you know, the crowdfunding and everything. And then I found this picture. That picture is actually of me when I was little. I was younger than the age when it happened. But then, you know, in photo books, how they stick together the photos sometimes, and it tore away the part of my face. And I thought, like, I mean, I got chills when I saw it, because I'm like, oh my God, that's perfect. Because when that happened, something in me got erased. And so, yeah, so it's like a lot of healing for me. It's hopefully going to be something healing for other people. And more than anything, because I have this group in Sweden that is supporting me, and as we were talking about the ending, because I have had different ending, but this version is at the end with her parents there, after she, in this fantasy, kind of have defeated a monster. She says he was the one who did it, you know. And because this guy, he kept saying, well, that was the important part for her to, like, yeah, she's not going to be healed, it's not going to be gone, she's still going to have this trauma, but she opened her mouth and she said something. And I think that's the most important for anyone who has any kind of trauma or sexual trauma, is to open their mouth to say this happened. Because a lot of time, as we know, when women do that or children do that, no, it wasn't really, and it was just you. So, you know, everything is diminished, you know. And yeah, so everything feels like right. So it's kind of like, I do feel like the film knows where it's going, and I'm kind of following along. Sometimes I get it and sometimes no, but I have these little things, like when I found that photo, it's like, oh my God, that's like perfect, because that's exactly, in my head, explains it all. And then when he was talking about, yeah, oh, that's good, now she's got to say something before it's over. And I guess that's what I'm doing now. I'm saying something, that wasn't okay, that happened. And it wasn't okay that I didn't know that I could tell somebody, that I should tell somebody, or that I should just ask for help. I didn't know that. And yeah. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you for pushing me through this, because I really didn't want to do it. Thank you.